What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast. Presented by our damn selves. This is our epic 150th episode. A little different than how we originally envisioned it, but we here though.
Yeah, we make it do what it do.
That's right. Still under quarantine, stay-at-home order, whatever the hell you want to call it. Meaning we're still doing the podcast separately. I'm in my home. Naima's in her home, but we got an episode for you. 150.
Right. 150.
Before we get started, shout out to the lovely jazz creator of J-Sculpt. First fitness belt that covers your entire midsection and provides 100% comfort during your workout. Summer will be here before you know it. And get them home workouts in. Yeah. Grab you one.
Yeah. So, absolutely.
Very interesting week that went down. Yeah, I got some good hot takes. What you got?
Yeah, we can start off by just addressing real quick. By the time you guys hear, it's going to be Monday. So the day before, the day we're actually recording, it is actually Easter Sunday. So, to all of our, people who celebrate, Happy Resurrection Day, Happy Easter, however you do it, but just do it safely. Please don't have the Easter dinners that you normally have. Please don't be in church all around people. Please don't do that.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Also, shout out to our Jewish brothers and sisters because it's Passover as well.
Yeah, Passover, yes. So just do it responsibly is all I say. You can still, be involved in your service because I've seen several people posting their services online. They're streaming their services.
And then if you want to have just dinner, just do it in your home with your immediate family. You can still have Easter dinner. Just don't have the big mama gatherings.
Big gatherings, right.
Have a nice intimate dinner with your immediate family.
And then if need be, if you can go even this level, you could do a virtual thing. If you want to involve your family, everybody just log on virtually. Hey, I'm over here. Hey, I'm over there. So you can at least still have that feel of you like that homey family feel of a holiday. And I get that, but it's just not safe right now to do that. So please, people, let's
saw those clowns in Kentucky that did that. Yeah, I just saw TMZ just popped up and said they had a full church service. Of course, it would be in the South. Not surprised. They said, of course, the cops are waiting. Cops are waiting outside. Of course, he said after that.
You had a full ass, excuse my language for saying this. You had a full ass service, not having where it was only 4 people. You had a full ass service, meaning that this church was packed, I'm sure, and you were not social distancing. It was not 6 feet.
At least 100, maybe a couple hundred, depending on how big the church was. I'll say probably at least 100 people in there.
I'm just shaking.
There's no way to social distance like that.
Where's Black Jesus when you fix it, Black Jesus? Black Jesus needs to fix that for real. Where's Black Jesus when you need him?
People are losing their damn mind over white Jesus, so we need Black Jesus to fix this. White Jesus got you all wild today, man.
And my thing is, it's not going to last forever. If we maybe this is just a message that everyone needs to just take a breather and just cool out. Maybe
all you religious nuts, if you really do believe in God, maybe this is God's message to tell you to sit your ass down for a minute. I'm just saying.
Sit down and really just evaluate everything that's around you. Evaluate, maybe as a busy person, you weren't spending that much time with your family. You were out of touch with talking to people. Now you're talking to your family. Now you're spending that time with your immediate family. Maybe this was by design, by a higher up above. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it was. For us to really repurpose what we've been thinking. We value money. We value material things. I know
Another
I'm going off on
I know with me personally, a lot of people, you're not taking care of your health the best. Because
exactly.
Me, I was feeling the burnout. I was going hard. And this stay-at-home order gave me time to get. I'm well rested now. I get way more rest now than I was when I was running like that. So sometimes you need to sit down just so you know what, you're gonna burn yourself out. Just chill out for a second. So that was what I got out of this is I'm able to sit down and because with no travel, that's extra rest you get in. You just get up and walk to my desk and do my work from there instead of having to travel somewhere. So That's
exactly.
an extra hour or two of sleep a night I get. So yeah,
Exactly.
I'm well rested now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, maybe this is just a message saying that, hey, you need to reorder the purpose of what's important in your life, because many times we have our order of what we value and what we look to say is the most important thing, but look at your health. Your health should be at the top or near the top of your list.
Health should be number one, because if you're not healthy, then you're nothing, basically.
Exactly. I feel like your health, if it's not number one, it should be. It should be. It's not number one to some people. It should be at the top or very near the top.
There's only
like
one thing worse than being sick, and that's being dead. You don't want that either. So,
exactly. So your health should be up there, because you can't be your best self for your friends, for your family, for you can't do your best for the people around you if you don't have your health right. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
So
all the money in the world won't buy you good health.
No, it won't. Mm-hmm. But people with having these services, and I did see like some pastor putting out a thing like it was maybe Wednesday or Thursday. She was saying like, don't like please come to like no.
They're trying to get their offering. Keep it 100, man.
Thank you.
I don't care about let's just call it what it is. Because you could just do that virtually if you really were just about bringing the message and bringing the word to somebody. But no, you're trying to get in their pockets. Let's keep it 100.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep it 100. And let's also keep it 100 because these religions, they're not taxed. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize that, but they're not taxed. They don't pay taxes on the money. So it's tax-free. So if you were a smaller church or whatever, or,
so you don't pay taxes on the money you collect, or you don't pay property taxes, like none of that. Yeah, like religion is not taxed.
So let's think about that. So if you're a smaller organization, let's say you're only bringing in $20,000 a year. That's $20,000 that you're not paying at all taxes on. Think about somebody who makes $20,000 a year grossing. How much taxes do they have to pay? Like, I mean, it's not a lot, but they still have to pay taxes on it.
They're on the low end, so like, they don't take a lot. They might still take home $17,000. I don't know, but still $3,000 you gave up in taxes.
Exactly. But now let's multiply it. Let's think about these mega churches and these mega things that bring in millions a year. Let's think about these. So
not naming no names. I don't want to step on too many people's toes, but there's some questionable pastors out there. I'm not going to name them. It's Easter Sunday, so I'm not going to name names. If it was another week, I would name names. It's Easter Sunday. I'm not going to name any.
Right. I said, we're just keeping an open book. We're opening, we're peeking, pulling that curtain back a little bit to just get you to think about some things. We just want people, you let your mind to percolate, because while you're home in quarantine, you can't do anything really, but just let your mind educate yourself, open up your mind, learn your mind,
like in Vogue said.
Right, educate yourselves. Think about it. But if somebody is advising you to go and put your health at risk, it's just not smart to do that. Like, I would question anybody who tells me to like put my health at risk. Like, if you don't have my health as your number one, concern, and you're like, well, just come back to work and just get. No, you don't. I can't.
I had an incident that happened like that a few weeks ago. I told you about. It wasn't with the radio station, but y'all can read between the lines if you know what I do. We had one of those where like you putting my health at risk. Like, y'all motherfuckers is wild. They finally did shut it down and let us do our work from home. Not the radio either. So I'm just so y'all figure out who the hell I'm talking about. Go to my bio.
I got approved almost a month ago. I said my job told us, they was like, nope, y'all go home. And then they was like, nope, no, go out in the field. They told us like, you guys don't go.
They finally told the like do it from home. So it's like, so we went like another 2 weeks after everybody shut down. Because I count this when it really got real is think about how little time this has been going on. The NBA just shut down 1 month ago on Saturday. Doesn't it seem like it shut down for months? Yeah. Don't it seem like that was months ago and shit?
Right.
That was March 11th. Yeah. March 11th.
Because it was right after Mom's birthday. Because we went out for Mom's birthday, and then like a week later,
the following week, we shut the NBA down, and that's to me when all of this got real in America. is when the coronavirus really got real here. The NBA is when I counted. Like March 11th was when Rudy Gobert tested positive and they shut down the NBA. And then after that, all the other leagues started shutting down. Then you saw like NCAA after that, baseball, like NHL, all the other leagues shut down after the NBA.
Right. Crazy.
WWE started holding their shows without audiences. Like that happened that week. Like all of that happened right after March 11th. So I count that as like when it really got real in America. And that was only a month. Think about that.
Right.
It feels like you at home, like all days start running together. So it was like, it seems like that was like 4 or 5 months ago. That was just 1 month ago.
That was the longest 2 weeks in March that I ever had. Like that March was like really long. Those 2 weeks in March were extra long.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that Saturday when I was like, it's only been 1 month since the NBA been gone. It seems like months ago when it happened. Wow. Like that was the longest month of my life, man.
Now April's almost halfway over now. Like when you look at the dates, it's like April's almost halfway over.
Yep.
You know,
I saw California extended their stay at home until May 15th. So we keeping an eye. Like I don't know if that's going to happen here in Illinois, but it's a good. It's possibly because California had their stay at home order before Illinois. So like they've been ahead of like So like I saw like they extended doors to May 15th. So be prepared to stay home through parts of May. So I'm saying I don't think this is going to be over April 30th.
Marcus has already said that he doesn't think we're going to get out until June. That's what Marcus predicted to me. He was like, "We're going to be here to June."
My lady friend told me that she said May 15th. So like she might be right if it's California. She was like, she said, and she has insider information with Mayor Lori Lightfoot and all that stuff. She said she thinks it might be May 15th when all this is over. So we'll see. That's about a month from now. We'll find out.
Good news for Illinois residents is that they said that Illinois has been bending the curve. So that's good news to hear. They said that it is the curve is starting to bend in Illinois. So that's positive news.
What if that's statewide? I wonder if like what the Cook County numbers look like.
I know that's statewide. That's why I said Illinois. They just said Illinois has been in the curve. Like I have to actually break down and look at the different counties and see where
Cook County numbers still suck. Because I see people outside all
the time. But in Chicago, we gotta get it together. So on Wednesday, Chicago, it got very warm on Wednesday. Like it was like damn near summer. It was like close to 80 degrees. So it was very, very warm outside. What I did, because my kids hadn't been outside in close to a month, I went out back in my condo. It's a garage area out back on property. I just took them outside out back and I let them run around out back in the garage area. And that's all I let them do. We went outside for about 30 minutes.
Fresh air and some exercise.
Right. And as soon as they got back in the house, they took off their clothes and they both got baths. So, yeah. So that's what I did with my kids, because they had been in the house that long. But people that day, oh my gosh, they said that it was a football game. Some people were playing football. People were on the basketball courts playing basketball. Just people just out.
Shout out to Rockford Mayor Thomas McNamara, because after that shit, you know what he did? He took down every basketball hoop in the Rockford Park district.
Yes.
Like, hey, y'all don't know what to say. I wish Lori Lightfoot would snatch all the hoops from Chicago down. Like,
I think I saw some rims get taken down. I think I did because
right after that, every basketball hoop was removed, like from the Rockford Park district.
I think I saw they took the ones off at 63rd by right there by across.
They might have took all of them down.
I think I did see the ones taken down because when I had to go to work the next day to drop off my papers, and then when I was taking Lakeshore Drive, and I looked over at the basketball court on 63rd.
Over that, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, on 63rd and Cornell, and it looked like the rims were missing off of it. So I was like, maybe they took off the rims.
I think about 66 and Cornell is what I'm thinking about. And then 63rd and Lakeshore Drive over that way. So it's basketball.
Over that way.
A couple of basketball courts in that area. So.
Because they did it was a thing some years ago where they did some basketball. It was like some tournament thing they did there. Because I remember when it was like, roped off over there and everything a couple years back. It was like some, some special event that they held there.
Like Eckersall Stadium, we giving a whole South Side lesson now. Like Eckersall on 82nd and Yates. they have the Special Olympics every year, so they have like their court and everything did blocked off during that time too. I gotta check over there and see if they took the hoops down at Eckersall over that.
Yeah, but when I saw people saw videos of people outside, I was like, oh, so you just outside playing a whole football game. You outside playing basketball, playing a whole pickup basketball game. Because the video I saw the people the basketball game, it was Washington Park. You could tell it was Washington Park. I'm like, that's Washington Park.
I know those courts. Probably I've played those courts before.
Right. I was like, that's Washington Park. I was like, what are you doing?
Washington Park has some of the nicest courts in Chicago, like as far as like street ball. Like if we had a real street ball, like if Chicago had a real street ball, those courts would be great for that. But Chicago ain't like the Rucker Park in New York. Like we really don't have a street ball like that. Like, but the Washington Park court would be perfect for street ball if Chicago was big on street ball.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, you guys just aren't listening, just aren't getting the memo. And shout out to our cousin Kirk. He expressed a lot of concerns because he has health issues, and he's saying people like that.
His whole life he's battled health problems his entire life.
Right, he was like, as people like that who don't follow the guidelines and stuff, he was like, somebody like me can get, like this would really hurt me. Like I could die from this if somebody
is not practicing. Like just because you feel healthy, it's like it's about. Right. That's not about being selfish. It's like you could be spreading it to somebody like our cousin Kirk, like who could die.
Immune system. Right, because he has a weakened immune system. So it's like he was saying, idiots who are not following the rules. He said I could get hurt by this, but it's like just show some empathy, like show some practice it correctly. Like, don't be out there. I just couldn't believe that when I saw those people. Well, I mean, I could believe it, but it was just too much. Like the way that they showed it. And then they said, because I didn't go that far with it, but they said that in the downtown, it was like when you go like traveling, going that way, like going up north on Lakeshore Drive, it was like a lot of people out there going that way. So it's like, it's clearly like, because some people are trying to make it be like, it's just us black people. It's like, no, it's not just a black thing. It's like people in general are just not following the guidelines.
The reason why Lori Lightfoot shut the lakefront down is not because of black people.
Right.
It's the white folks out there that would jog in and all of they like, yeah, it was them. Like, it wasn't 63rd.
And if you look at
it was North Avenue Beach she was mad at. I'm just saying. Oak Street Beach she was mad at. It wasn't 63rd.
It's like when people
one Rainbow Beach she was pissed off at.
Rainbow.
Rainbow. I'm just saying.
But people don't. I mean, like when you look at Chicago, yes, it does have a gorgeous, beautiful lakefront, and that is one of the most appealing views in the city. Like when you just take Lakeshore Drive, they call Lakeshore Drive the window to the city. It is because it's a gorgeous view that you get if you just drive up Lakeshore Drive.
And what's dope about Chicago is like you got your lakefront and you got your downtown all together. Was like most cities they have a downtown area, they have a coastline area. Like ours is combined. That's why Chicago is so
right. Ours is
like we've been to LA. You have your coastline. We have with like Venice Beach, like the coast. Then you got downtown, but it's not together like here. Yeah, right. Like Chicago was like all of that. That's what makes it dope.
Right, but you gotta practice. You gotta know how to do it correctly. Like, don't be out there being a fool. But the other part also about the whole Chicago thing. So we mentioned our mayor Lori Lightfoot earlier. So she got a little bit of a not scandal, but I mean she got a little bit of a sideways look because somebody posted on their social media, it was a person who gave her a haircut. And she posted the picture and everything of her standing next to our mayor. And she was like, it was such an honor to serve and to cut the mayor's hair and this and that. And then people started coming down her. They're like, wait a minute, you told me
social distancing,
got a haircut. So people were trying to take her word and say that she was saying, do as I say, not as I do. They were trying to make it be that. But then Lori, she ain't for the bullshit. Lori came right back and she clapped back and she said, I'm in the public eye. I'm a public figure. And she was like, and I did press. She said, like, like we wore masks. Like, she wore gloves when she cut my hair and everything. And she was like, I'm in the public eye. What do you want me to say? I got a haircut because I'm in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically did I said what I said. She basically did that. When they still kept on trying to come at her, I said what I said. And I did get my haircut. And
what I'm learning about this mayor is Lori Lightfoot is the one not to be fucked with. That's what I'm learning about this mayor.
Oh yeah. And my thing is, and like, here's how I feel about the haircut. I mean, because we talked about this last week about should people be getting haircuts. And ironically, like, Lori did get a haircut. Like, so that happened like right after we recorded the podcast. And like I said that, but it's like I feel like for her, she was in a I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. She was at a double-edged sword because let's be real, especially us as Black people, not being funny, but us as Black people, we're very critical about appearances. So like if she didn't get her hair cut, damn, she come up in here her hair all messed up, she nappy head, this, she would have got that. She gets her hair cut. Oh, you not practicing social distancing. So it was a double-edged sword, I feel like, for her. So she did what she did.
Lori, you should have got her body on and rock the head wrap. That's what she should have done.
Well, she could have put on her ball.
A lot of women now starting to rock the head wraps, and it's not because they're being not because they're Mother Earth. It's like it's not that.
I'm not going back to my roots. I don't want you to see these roots. That's why it's covered. Basically, it's like that's the thing right there. But I feel like that's what the thing is that it was a double-edged sword for her. So if she didn't get her hair done, then it would be like criticism there. If she gets her hair done, it's criticism. So it's like, I mean, I do kind of see the whole thing about the public eye thing, but still it's like, this is where you learn how you start YouTube and videos and you start, well, I mean, she has a shorter haircut. I mean, like my hair is longer. So like, I mean, I'm rocking a twist out right now. So I'll be in a twist out. If you see pictures of me, my hair is going to be in a twist out until I can get it braided or get it straightened or whatever. But it's going to be in a twist out. It's not going to be. It's not going to be the fancy hairdo. It's going to be
Lori's married. Lori's wife needs to watch how to do those fucking how to cut hair.
Exactly.
So exactly. Like you can still get a haircut. It's got to be somebody close to you. Then, like that's what needs to happen. Like, Lori's wife needs to get on YouTube and watch the videos.
YouTube and learn
how to cut black hair. There you go.
Right. I got on YouTube the other day, and like I'm actually going to commit and learn how to cornrow. I know. Please don't take my black card, people. I don't know how to cornrow hair. I don't.
But I had cornrow for 15 years. I could have saved a lot of money during that time.
Right. I got on and I was like, okay.
Believe it or not, when I had hair, for those who know me now with no hair, I had cornrows for 15 years.
I'm going to attempt to cornrow Ariana's hair. I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to attempt to do it. If it turns out good, I'll post pictures. If not, then we won't post the pictures.
If not, hopefully she doesn't turn out looking like me. Hopefully she don't turn out looking like me. Hopefully.
I'm not going to have my baby bald. I'm not going to have her bald.
You ready to shift gears off of the mayor?
Yeah, about the mayors. Because I thought it was a nice segue with the Chicago, since we were talking about the Chicago stuff. So, we got to start home first and rep our city. But what you got?
Shout out. The Battle of the Century went down last night. I don't know if you checked it out. Because Instagram have been doing these, they've been calling them beat battles. It started with Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. That was the first one like a couple of weeks ago. And then after that, it's been like all kinds of, like all your favorite producers been battling. Like Mandy Fresh and Scott Storch was a big one. We had Lil Jon and T-Pain was huge. But last night was strictly for the hip hop heads. It was an amazing one. And like everybody in their mama. You had the RZA versus DJ Premier. Amazing.
Premier, yeah.
Yes,
I didn't watch it, but I saw the people going in on it.
And we all were there. Like, if you weren't, it was like the party of the century. Like, I'm pulling up Premier's Instagram now. Yeah, 849,000 people stopped by this thing. So like, damn near a million people were like came by to pay. Damn near a million people that were at this party. And like, it's like a who of the big names. Not only did you have all the legendary DJs there, like Kid Capri, Scratch. You had I'm drawing a blank now. With so many people. Clark Kent was there. DJ Mustard stopped by. Then you had all the legendary rappers like Snoop was there. T.I. was there. Kid from Kid and Play was there. Like, it's just every time you saw a name pop up, like, oh shit, Kid in the building. That one got me. High Tech was there. Who else? Big Shaq was there. Like Diesel in the building. Yeah.
Diesel was there.
Yeah, Shaq was there. What's his name? One that got me, that fired me up too, that stopped by us. I draw a blank again, like I had a big name. Oh, Drake? Drake stopped by.
Drake?
That's like, oh shit, Drake is here. It was like a who's who that's stopping by this party. Yeah, that with Primo verse. We all wanted to see that RZA verse because it's two different camps. Because like you had Team Wu-Tang, Team Gangstar. I'm Team Gangstar. A lot of people were Team Wu-Tang. It was a hell of a battle because a lot of beats you forgot about, especially on Primo's end, because Primo did so many beats for us. Like most of the beats he played weren't even Gangstar beats. Like, oh, so I forgot he did this for like Jay-Z, and like he did Nas's like for Nas. Like, oh, okay. It's like so many like beats did for other artists. Not just like us Primo. So. Yeah.
I think whatchamacallit is supposed to be doing one, and like I'm gonna get in on this one. Babyface and Teddy Riley, I think are supposed to be doing.
They were supposed to. I think they said Babyface might have corona. That's why it delayed it. I saw that pop up.
He had tested positive, but now he said that they're negative. He said
that's what delayed that. Yeah, Teddy Riley and Babyface were supposed to go last week, but they didn't, and that's why. Like, because Babyface had tested, so he was chilling out.
But now that he's fine, it's like I'm definitely going to tune in for that one because
it's supposed to be last
week. That's gonna be nice. Like I want to see that.
Your girl Jilly from Philly stopped by. Jill Scott was at the party. Yeah, saw her pop in. I was like, that's Naima's girl, Jill Scott. She was there. And of course, like a lot of people personally, we were there. Like shout out to R-Dub. Shout out to Frankie Robinson was there. Leon Rogers. I was like to see people be over there. Like, it was like, and that's what's dope about these. That's what I like about like. Oh yeah, of course D Nice stopped by because he's kind of the one who started this whole DJ thing to begin.
Right.
Like, he popped in, so like everybody literally popped in, and I was like, that's what the beauty of this is. It's like we all think about that. All those people, we all like watching the same thing at the same time. It's like a pretty dope feeling when you see that.
Yeah.
And me and Shaq and T.I. and we all do it at the same time, like Snoop Dogg, all watching this shit together and shit. Like, pretty awesome.
That's nice. That's nice.
Of course, shout out Feast. Feast was there too. Feast.
So also the people going, we're like, get over here. And then I did see that Jazzy Jeff. I did see that he had DJ earlier that day.
Jeff was there. He stopped by that one. Yeah, so Jeff's doing better.
Yeah, I'm glad. He DJ'd. He did like he was like, hey guys, because I watched a little bit of his video, and he was saying like he started off, kicked off. He was like, yeah, this is for my Chicago steppers. I'm like, okay, like you pay respect to us, Chicago steppers. All right. I see you, Jeff.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
I mean, this is a good thing though, doing the whole I do like these battles, and I do like the just the mixing and just when people do like
it's been fun.
Whatever they do, whatever your whatever your outlet is. Like Xavier, he was doing his yoga. He does his yoga classes.
He's been doing his because he's a yoga instructor. He's been doing them live online now. And me and him were supposed to hook up last week. We had sound problems. We were supposed to do a live hip hop flow last week. It didn't happen. So like when we figured this sound shit out, because it's like a delay without us, but us not being together. Much like how we do this podcast, but us talking is like one thing. Trying to do like stuff with music and rhythm, like with a delay, is a little awkward. So as soon as we figure that out, we're gonna try to do a live hip hop flow. We're just trying to
shout out to my girl Regina. She does Zumba, and I did her Zumba class last week. So she's been doing her Zumba Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I did join in her Zumba, and it worked me out. Yeah, I was like, woo! I was like, man. But yeah, I mean, I love seeing that, like people doing their different,
Really, you got to shout out the homie DJ Envy doing some good, because you know what Envy is doing. What he did. As we're recording this now on Sunday, but it'll be afterwards on Monday. All day on Easter Sunday, he had it's like different DJs each hour, and they're raising money for other DJs. That's how. So it's like a DJ, like a telethon, like it's like a DJ thon is what he's calling it, because he talked about, he's like, even though people like him, D-Nice, Kid Capri, like we're doing good, but it's a lot of DJs that aren't doing good, which me and you talked about on this podcast before. Like even me, I'm doing all right, but there's a lot of DJs. Like if you're just like a mobile DJ or a club DJ, if you don't work at a radio station, for example, you're in bad shape right now. All your gigs were canceled. Like you might be struggling to pay your bills right now if you didn't have any savings.
If you did an event, if you an events only DJ, because like I said, it's prom season, it's wedding season.
That's what I said, mobile DJ. That's what I said, mobile. That's mobile,
yeah.
Mobile DJ is like the ones that do that. And then your club DJ is like all of them are hurting right now. But DJ Envy basically like a 12-hour DJ thon he did from like noon up until midnight with like a different DJ. So 12 DJs, one each hour. I'm going to read some of the names that were part of it. It was like, of course, Envy himself. He had Clue on here. D-Nice was part of it. Kid Capri, Pro Style, Scratch. Some legendary names that were part of this.
Was like Funkmaster Flex on there?
Flex was supposed to be part of it. I don't see his name on this list. I know he said he had reached out to Flex. I don't see him.
But that's really good though, because it is, because like you said, we gotta lean on each other. Like during these hard economic times, it's good to just even if it's something small, like a thing that I've been seeing float around on Facebook is people who say, hey, if you are a person who is an essential worker, send me your Cash App information and I'll pay for your lunch today. Just even a small gesture like that,
People been doing that, sending food to the essential worker.
A small gesture. Like, I mean, like you think that, okay, $10, $15 is nothing, but it's just those nice gestures that show, like it basically restores my faith in humanity and manhood. You know what I mean? It does, do that for me.
Envy got the idea for this where it started originally, because when he was doing his lives, like, because Envy was like all other DJs going live on Instagram. And then what he would do is like he'd have DJs like said, drop your Cash App info and drop it in the comments and I'll throw you a little something. That's where he originally got the idea. He was doing that for other DJ. And he's feeling like, a couple $100 to just for other DJs that's struggling right now. So he came up saying, no, let's just do a DJ thon and raise some real money. And I'm looking now, it's like about 75,000 so far right now, and it's still early in the afternoon. So like,
that's good.
It's just like
that
every
really
little bit, like
right now.
there's people donate, like say, like $25 here, $50 there, $20 there, like whatever you can. It's like people been donating,
right?
Been like, of course, DJ Khaled donated like 30,000 or something like that. Khaled,
of course he had it. He got it,
Who also was at Khaled was also at the battle last night. Khaled popped.
It's the little gestures that people don't think about. It just is that, and I do like to see that. I like to see people pulling together. Doing what you can. Like another thing that I've been seeing, like the food banks. Like I've been seeing how the food banks are doing to donate for people, because you think about it, like it is families out here who are struggling, who don't have food, who can't go to the store. Like, I mean, what's left in the store, because some people have acted very ignorant. When you go in certain stores, the shelves are like picked clean. Yeah, the shelves are picked clean, so you just have to kind of get what you can get. But I mean, like we always say, it's not necessarily a shortage until people make it a shortage. It's not a shortage, like just get what you need and just keep it moving. Like, you don't have to buy, if you only need 2 boxes, don't buy 10. Like, why are you buying 10 of something? Like, what?
That's why most stores are limiting stuff anyway, so you can't even do that anymore. Like like I said, I called you and I called mom about I found a store that had toilet paper in the city on Friday. I was like, okay, it's the first time I've seen
Right.
toilet paper really since this thing started. And I saw a call I said how y'all's toilet paper look. And like of course like they have a limit one there, so you can't like just snatch all the toilet paper. It's like limit one per person. So I was letting y'all know, said if y'all want to get some, they do have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still really good on my supply. It's a Sam's Club. So we're probably going to do Marcus is probably going to do a Sam's Club run.
If it's
You know,
anything
whenever the baby's diapers get, well, that's what we're basically going for, the baby's diapers. Whenever his diapers get, because we still have a lot of diapers from our original Sam's Club run that we did earlier, like last month, I want to say. So he still has a lot of diapers left, but that's what ours is for, the baby's diapers. But it's like people just, you can't, I mean, you think about it, like, you may be in a blessed position where you can do all that, where you can buy 12 things at once, but somebody who doesn't have that money, they have to wait till their check comes, or they have to wait till whatever, and they can
That's
only
why
get
a lot of
one.
people really were caught off guard when this happened, because when everybody was stocking up, like if your check ain't coming for 3 days, then you can't do that. You got to wait 3 days. And by that 3 days, everything might be gone.
Right. Just show some compassion. It's like just what I'm just saying. Just show some compassion for your next man. You know, for the next man. Just show some, because all of us are out here like regular people. So if you're regular people and we're regular people, we're not Jeff Bezos, we're not Bill Gates. We're not Jay-Z and Beyonce. We're regular people. So all of us are struggling to an extent. You know what I mean? All of us have to proceed with caution. Even if you are blessed enough where you have a lot of money in your savings, all your bills are paid, you have a stockpile of stuff,
Yeah. Shout out to Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. You saw what this dude did. He donated $1 billion of his own money, B with $1 billion, to coronavirus relief.
Oh.
$1 billion. So like shout out to that dude, definitely. Yeah, he's like one of the I think he said it was like 28% of his net worth, but yeah, he's like, I got it. Yeah, like he's a billionaire, so he donated $1 billion. So that's what you do if you're in a blessed position. You help others. That's what you're supposed to do. So shout out.
I know our governor, him and his siblings, they donated like $4 million. They donated. I saw JB and his siblings, because they have a lot of money, so they donated $4 million. So. I mean, if you are in that position,
like $4 million or something like that. I saw something she was doing.
Rihanna. Absolutely. If you are in that position where you have all this money and everything that you're never going to spend in 12, 10, 12, 15, 20 lifetimes, it's like, do something positive for it,
But, help somebody else.
But I mean, you see the people
to DJ Envy right now. If I sound like I'm half paying attention, I'm donating to the fund because I'm doing okay. So like I can give. So yeah, like you don't have to send me the money. Like I'll send some of mine. Yeah, like I'm not rich, but I'm doing all right during these times. So I'll donate. Put my info in right now.
And I'm gonna look for something. Like if I can find something to pick up, like I have like some baby stuff that my kids obviously can't use anymore, but I can donate some of this baby stuff that's in good condition, because I have a whole crib that's in great condition. I have strollers, I have car seats, I have stuff like that I can donate, to someone who may need, especially during this time. Like that stuff is expensive. So, I mean, I'm going to try to find some way if it can be picked up some kind of way. Like I want to donate it. I don't want it to go to waste. This can help someone else who financially is hurting, and raising a child is very expensive. So if you can get some free children's things, then yeah. But do something good. Just, be better. Be, like we always say, be a better person if you can be. And that's what I just want to come out of all of this whole, unfortunate, tragedy that's occurred. I want that to come out. I want the good to come out of it. Because, like, what we were doing before, it wasn't working, so let's do something else. do something different.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then there was one, right?
Someone who wants to do something into the presidential. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was one.
Before we get to that, I just wanted to shout out DJ Envy. He also made the list of double XL's like 50 most influential hip hop DJs of all time. He made that list.
Nice.
The list was like, of course, the list had all of the usual suspects. You know, Kid Capri, Clue, Jam Master Jay, the OGs like Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff. Is like every who's who is on DJs. But Envy made the list, so shout out to DJ Envy.
Nice.
Go ahead, kid.
Like to hear
and there was one. As I finish, like as I'm hitting donate my send button to make my donation.
Nice. But then there was one. So we got the news that Bernie Sanders has officially ended his presidential run.
No surprise
he
there.
He has bowed out.
I think after Wisconsin was like pretty much after he lost that, it's like okay, I don't see a mathematical path for me to the presidency, so I'm dropping out. Which is what you should like. Yeah, instead of because like I said, like hard times, and people donate to your campaign. So instead of like keep your money. I know these are hard times. Like don't donate to a failing campaign, basically. And that's why people drop out. People your supporters send money to you.
What I can't say about Bernie Sanders is that for him to have done what he did is pretty kick-ass. Like, he never was backed by the big donors. Like, all of his stuff was from people like us, like regular people donating.
That people like sending him money. Supporters.
Regular people were donating. He didn't have the big, let me give you $50 million for your campaign. He didn't have none of that.
Yeah, people like send $50 here, $100 there. Like that's how he that's what he did.
$5 here, $10 here. Yeah. Just whatever you got. Like, I got a bonus at work today. Here's $50. That's what he did his campaign on.
That's how he raised money.
Right, but the fact that he was able to do that with just such a small, like with small donors rather than having the large people in your pocket. He didn't have Wall Street in his pocket. He didn't have, the big Starbucks.
Or the word I'm looking for. All of the lobbyists. That's the word I'm looking for. You didn't have the lobbyists.
Right, lobbyists. There you go.
Money at you.
You had none of that. Zero, zilch, nothing, nada. But he still was able to do it, though.
He hung in there this long. Yeah. I'm surprised he lasted this long. I thought after when Illinois and like that because there was a lot of primaries that went down that day when we voted in Illinois.
Right.
I'm surprised he lasted
another. Illinois was a big one. That was a lot. Illinois was a lot of delegates. It was a lot of
other states too. Like it was like I think 5 states that went that day, if I'm not mistaken.
It was
a pretty big day. So like when he lost that, it's like I'm surprised but he lasted another couple weeks, and then after Wisconsin, he said it's over.
So
that was down to Uncle Joe is the last one.
Yeah, Joe Biden is going to get the nomination, and many people are not happy about it.
People don't like Joe Biden. There's a lot of mixed feelings about that dude. Yes.
They said pretty much 2 sides of the same coin. That's what some people are saying. Like if he versus Trump, they're like it's pretty much.
It's kind of like Trump Hillary all over again. That's what it feels like.
Right.
It's like pick your poison. Which one do you hate the least? Basically.
But here's my thing about that. Like so, yes, okay. Yes, now Joe Biden is a Democratic candidate and, Trump, whatever. But my thing is, like we've been saying always is, don't just expect that you're just going to automatically get someone's vote. Go out and earn these votes. Yep. Go out and earn these votes.
I'm still waiting for Joe Biden's black agenda. He doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, what's your agenda?
Even Trump said something about even Trump said something the other day about you saw when he was talking about how this coronavirus is affecting black communities more. Even Trump said something about helping black people. Now, like, where's your platform, Joe? I'm just saying.
what's your
Where's
platform?
it at, Joe?
One thing that I did see, and I got to look into, I got to look more into it. They said
If
that
Donald Trump has a better black platform than you suck. I'm just saying. That shouldn't
Donald
happen
Trump is
anywhere.
Donald Trump is the epitome of the I have a black friend. I have a black
You
associate. So I'm not.
point out that he did more for black people than you suck as a candidate. So I'm
He's
saying,
the epitome of that. I have a black friend.
I have a black
No, but
friend.
I did see that.
My name is Omarosa. I have a black friend. You're not friends anymore, but that's another story.
No, his black friends are Diamond and Silk. That's his black friends now.
Or his black friend, Dr. Ben Carson. That's his black friend now.
He's an idiot. But no, the thing I did see that I did think I saw on Joe Biden's platform, and I'm like, this may try to reel some people in. I think he said something about the forgiveness of the student loans, like looking at that. So that's a platform
thing. So maybe Joe Biden can piggyback on that. Because no, Bernie was talking about
because it's like, let's be real, student loans. Like, I don't have any student loans. I paid all. I didn't take that much out when I was in school, and then I've already paid off mine. So, but I know some people who are.
You have to take out student loans when you went to City College. You please student loans for that, then maybe you shouldn't go to college. Like, I can pay that out of the change in my pocket now. And like, what City College? The tuition was hundreds, not thousands. Like, that's how much.
And now for college now, it's like out of state, I think it's like 55,000 now out of state. I think that's pretty standard. You're going to be spending like $50,000 a year on college, which is an insane amount of money. You think about it. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of money. It is. So it's no guarantee, but then it's like if I'm spending $200,000 on my children's education, they better be the next Bill Gates. They better be something. Ariana better be the next Oprah. Khalil better be the next. He better be Black Bill Gates in the making. They better be, if I'm spending that much money. Right, they better be. We send these bars high if I'm spending that much money on my kids for education. We send that bar real high. They better not be coming out, being like, yeah, I got this job and I'm nope. We better have this bar set high. But that was one thing that I did see that he's trying to do. And then another thing that we saw is that we've seen before that he's supposed to be getting a female vice president running mate.
Yeah.
And then
he said talks about before, like he was saying that he probably will pick a female. So now that he's officially pretty much like he's the presumptive nominee, because like anything could happen between now and the convention. But right now he's the presumptive nominee. So now like who you pick now, because he did say that some weeks back.
Now I've been seeing like people saying that is it going to be Kamala Harris? Is it going to be her? And then which Kamala said
Harris because I expect him to pick a black woman, because then you get the black vote and the female vote.
And the women.
I'm thinking Kamala Harris because you pay.
But Stacey Abrams said that she said that she wouldn't be opposed to it. She said that she would be open to so she threw her name in the hat about it. So I don't know.
The stupid one that people keep saying is Michelle Obama is the one that people keep saying.
Oh, hell
but
no.
If you read Michelle's book, she said she's not running for president ever.
She said that, yeah. Michelle said
how the book ended. She was like, people ask me if I'm going to run. She's like, no, I have no interest in politics whatsoever.
She said, I absolutely have no interest.
Stop trying to say Michelle Obama should be running.
I married somebody who had that interest, and at the time when I married my husband, I could not have predicted he was going to be president of the United States. Yeah. I didn't know that.
I never had politics. Even then, like she just happened to marry a politician. Like she's like, I've never had being in the public eye. Like it just happened because of who her husband was. Michelle, she was in the private sector. Yeah, she was working in law, and then she was working at the University of Chicago. Yeah, like she didn't want to be in the public eye. It just happened because of who her husband was. But she ain't trying to do that.
And then she got into it. Because you read her book, like we said, right when he was trying the nomination, like they had just got when he started getting into like, he was a senator and all that, when he started getting into, like, the politics of Illinois and all that. And then they were saying that they had just got their house. Remember?
Yeah.
Their house that was in Kenwood. They had just got their house. So they had just bought their dream house. They bought their dream house, their Kenwood, because, like, if you guys don't know Chicago, Kenwood is a hard area to get into because it's like a lot of people. Once they get in, people stay in those neighborhoods.
Through there, those houses are amazing. Like I said, Muhammad Ali owns the house there. Minister Farrakhan owns one there. It's like
Farrakhan owns a house there. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, Elijah Muhammad had a house there. Back in the day, so
yeah, he had one that said so. There's a lot of Islamic brothers because Ali had one back in the day.
Like, yeah, it's like big stately. Those big homes are there. Like, you see those big, like in Jackson Park Highlands, you see those big homes in Jackson Park Highlands. Like Jesse Jackson has a house in Jackson Park Highlands. Like, you see those big stately homes there.
Jackson Park is not named after Jesse Jackson, for those that wonder, but go ahead.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's a coincidence.
But it's a coincidence, right? But people, when you drive through these neighborhoods, like we were saying, like that, like, it's hard to get in because a lot of these homes are estate homes. So, like, even if a person passes away,
Obamas were lucky to get one. Yeah, they were lucky to get one.
Right. They're estate homes, so it's like they just happened to, a home was available and they happened to get in when it went on the market, and they got right in and got it. And they got in that neighborhood.
I looked up how much they paid for that house. It was a lot.
Oh, damn.
Millions.
So, but like,
a lot of money.
That was like, they thought that was like their, like, we made it. Like, we got our stately home, and then Barack's career took a whole nother turn. So,
yeah, and then the Democratic convention in 2004 happened, and that's what changed everything for them.
Right.
When Barack gave his speech and said, and people like, because then remember that year, that was the year that John Kerry was running. And of course, everybody watching was like, this dude should be president, not John Kerry. Like, people were looking at Obama. Like, that's the dude that should be running for president, like, not Kerry. Like, everybody's talking about Obama and not Kerry.
Like, who's this young guy? Who's this young black guy from Chicago? That's where it became. Like, who's this
why isn't he running for president? Yeah. Why is John Kerry running instead of this dude? And then 4 years later, he did run and became president.
Became president. But, she's not. Michelle, she's not going to do it. She's just not.
You should pick Michelle as a running mate. She don't want to be in politics, so it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I know Elizabeth Warren had the campaign similar to Bernie Sanders about, like, the student loan forgiveness. And I know Elizabeth Warren mentioned reparations. She's mentioned that more than once on her campaign. Yeah. She talked about reparations. So, yeah.
And what's the name? AOC is too young, so people saying her, like, no, AOC is not old enough.
She's not old.
You got to be 35.
She's what, 29, I think? 29 or 30. She's
president. Yeah, she's not old.
She got some years, but
she'll get her shot, like, maybe 10 years from now. She'll get her shine. But right now,
I think that she should definitely start setting her, she should start planting her seeds and start educating
her. Her name is attached to Bernie because of that. She's planting her seeds now. But yeah, she can't.
So in 10 years, she can run in 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I think that she should really focus and perfect her stuff, because what this is teaching us, this whole pandemic, what it's teaching us is that all these people, like, and stimulus checks are going out this week. Some people have already received their stimulus payments because they sent it out to the.
If you're listening on Monday, you might have check your inbox or check your account. You might have you might be there. For those, pause this right now and go check and see if your money is there. Check your direct deposit. See if you got money.
A couple people said they got there Saturday and everything. Mm-hmm. So just look, the check is in the mail. It's on the way. Your direct deposit is coming. But what this is teaching us is that, is socialism so bad? Because these stimulus checks, this is a form of socialism. However you try to spin
like the word socialism. Like, if they just call it something else,
they don't like the word.
People like socialism, they just don't like the idea of socialism.
They don't like the word. So let's find a word to call it something else, so it doesn't sound like what they call libtard is like the people.
You think about like the Soviet Russia and shit like that. People think about that when they hear socialism, or like China and shit now. Like, people think about that shit, but People don't like the idea of socialism, but they don't mind what socialism does, though. That's the thing.
Right, the benefits. They don't mind the benefits of it.
Come up with another word for the shit.
Mm-hmm. Because they're saying that, like, if you were an uninsured person and you got the coronavirus, you would have to pay like over $70,000 out of pocket to be treated. If you were uninsured.
That's why another guy I'm feeling for now is the homie Baldhead, because he's with him being a comedian, like he don't have no health coverage like that. So Baldhead is
right.
He's in a bad place right now for that. He had to start a GoFundMe to help pay his hospital bills.
Like, I saw that.
He's not doing well right now, like financially, because like I said, he's self-employed as a comedian, so he's not making any income. Right. Like I'm not sure what his healthcare status was before this, but he's not in a good shape right now. I know that much. So keeping down my thoughts, and I went definitely with the homie Baldhead.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, but people. Like you said about like the social, people don't like that term, but it's like, but you want the benefits. Like if I have to pay a little bit more in tax, like all socialism say, I would just pay a little bit more in taxes, not an extreme amount more of what I'm already paying, and now I don't have to pay that money out of my pocket now for my health care through my job. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it's saying is like your taxes are going to go up a little bit, not a lot, to offset that cost. But you're already paying like into a job for private care. You already are doing that. So,
and a lot of stuff is already like forms of socialism anyway. Like I said, like public school, would that be considered socialism? You don't pay for it. Your police and fire department, like certain services that your garbage pickup, like some stuff is already paid for anywhere. Like you don't pay for it. So like, is all of that considered socialism? Because if it truly was just in the private sector, like you would pay all of that stuff out of pocket. You have to pay somebody to pick your trash up. You have to pay to go to for your kids to go to public school. Like but you don't pay for any of that. So like are those forms of socialism that are already in place? So this would just be an extension of that because there's already like socialist programs in place technically.
Right, and then Social Security. The name is in it. Social Security.
Yeah, they pay for your retirement, Social Security. Medicare. They pay for your seniors' health care. Like all of that is a form of money.
All of that. I'd be like, damn, FICA in my pocket for real. Damn, FICA. You know, so it's like, we already have those programs in place, but maybe the purpose, and I don't think that Bernie Sanders, I know a lot of people who are Bernie supporters and everything. I know his supporters are just really just beside themselves about him having to leave the race and everything.
Because they think they stole the election from him again, like they with Hillary did in 2016. They feel like
I get why he bowed out, because it's like, especially during this time, it's like, I'm not going to keep taking these donations, and mathematically, it's just not possible for me to win.
Yeah, people out here struggling for real is keep your money. Yeah, like I'm dropping out, so just keep your money in your pocket.
Right, and I get that, but maybe for Bernie's sake, it's like the higher purpose. Like maybe Bernie, now we can see and take some of his crazy, wacky ideas. Maybe his ideas weren't so crazy, and maybe more people will start implementing his policies into what's going on.
What I'm really surprised is that Bernie Sanders didn't do during all of this. Like this should have been his "I told you so" moment. Like I'm surprised he was way more humble than I thought he would be. Like when it's coronavirus, he says, "Hey, I've been telling you for years that we need universal health care." He should have been all over this.
But that's good though that he's remaining humble. But the people around are saying it for him. He doesn't need to. Like his supporters and like even people who aren't necessarily Bernie supporters, they're like, oh, I guess universal health care wasn't a bad thing. I guess we did need this. I guess we did need that. It's like, so the people around are seeing. And even, like, dare I say, even some Trump supporters, you have to admit it. You have to see it and admit that maybe his ideas weren't so bad. You have to at least own that. You have to own it. So, you can see that, and maybe now some of that can come over now because, like we said, some people are, I gotta see shit for myself. Like, you could tell somebody 1,000 times over that this way is more effective, this is going to work, this and that. And, no, I don't believe it's going to work. And then when shit hits the fan, now you can see, and you're like, oh, well, maybe it was. Like, I've been talking about this for how many years? I've been saying this, and you just didn't see this vision. You just couldn't see it. But I'm hoping that it does translate over now that this has occurred. Like, I'm hoping that that can come out of this tragedy, is that people can be more wise about stuff and how things should be implemented, how we the people should be the ones that the government is looking towards, and not, like you said, not your corporate fat cats, not these, like your lobbyists, as you say, not that. Like, we the people are the ones.
That's what originally what the holdup was about the stimulus money is. Like the Democrats was like, okay, we need a little bit more of that money to go to the people and less of it to go to the corporations. That's like, because originally when it got when Trump, not Trump, I mean when the Republicans approved and the Democrats rejected it at first. And then people were like, why did Democrats reject the stimulus money? Because they wanted a little bit more to go to the people. It's too much going to the corporations.
And then they want to put in stipulations of what can occur, the ones that are going to corporate, the funds that are, because we've seen,
because like everybody's struggling. Even like I said, like oil, the oil business is going bankrupt right now because nobody's driving. So gas is cheaper than it's ever been. It's like, yeah. I saw some gas for like $1.59 in Chicago the other day. Like, gas is like plummeting right now.
I was thinking the other day, I saw on the south side, I saw like 180 something on the south side the other day.
Shit plummeting, yeah. So right now, gas is lower than it's there. So like the oil industry, they're bankrupt. Wall Street is losing money. So like the corporations are losing too, but the people need the money first, though. So.
You gotta put in stops with stuff, because you can't be like, like you can buy back all this stuff and then, you got to put in certain guidelines, because that's what's going to happen if you don't put in those guidelines. Like and if you notice, several CEOs did step down right before this occurred, right before the shutdown happened. Several CEOs stepped down out of these big corporations. Mm-hmm. And you just can't just, do certain things. It's like, it does have to be certain rules and certain guidelines about what type of financial gain are you going to get? Because I don't think that would be fair if you were able to sell off your shares or sell off stuff extremely to sell them off and then buy them back cheap, and then you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Insider trading, a lot of that. That's exactly how not only that, but that's how Trading Places ended the movie. That's what Valentine and Winthorpe did. They sold high at 142 and then bought them back at 29 or some shit like that. With frozen orange juice. So right now we're in a real life version of Trading Places. They really did that at the end of that movie. But you ready to wrap up all of this talk about coronavirus and the government and all that shit? Because I got a couple of others I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Before we roll about.
First, like before we get to my last one, shout out SNL. They had their Saturday Night Live from Home episode they did on Saturday. This basically had all of the cast. It was like a Zoom episode. Basically, they all were doing the episode and it was pretty good. Tom Hanks hosted because obviously he was like the first celebrity to get coronavirus, and he's hosted SNL like a million times as well too. So Tom Hanks was the host.
And we love Tom Hanks. We love Tom Hanks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was the host, and then it's just like interesting. It's kind of like watching WWE with no audience, like watching all the cast members from their homes, like doing these skits. Like it was weird, like that. It felt like that. Watching. And shout out to Colin Jost and Michael Che. Their weekend update still was dope. Like from home, like they still were. So, but then finally, even though there's no sports going on, I got a sports update. Chicago Bulls. Finally moving on from the Garpax era. They have hired, I'm going to butcher this name, Arturas Karnisovic, their new executive vice president of basketball operations. After 17 years, John Paxson has held that job since 2003. So now it's time to get some new blood in there.
Damn.
So,
I graduated college in 2003. That's a long time. When you think about it, like, damn. Right.
And before that, it was Jerry Krause. He got the job at 85. Like you weren't even in school yet in 85. So there's only been two executives like since we in our life basically that run that team.
One before I went to school one when I finished up my education.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Yeah,
So
that's wild right there.
one. So Krause had the job 18 years. Pax had it 17 years. So now it's time. Like, and the whole like Gar-Pax era wasn't terrible, but it's time. Like, it's just like it's time. Like with Krause, it was time to move on. Krause won 6 championships, but he also drafted Marcus Fizer and shit. I'm saying it's like it's time. Yeah, it's like Gar-Pax put together the team that the Derrick Rose, Luol Deng team, Joakim Noah, that Tom Thibodeau, that team that won 62 games. And went
bench
and fought the Miami.
They did that, yeah.
Fought the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. You put that team in, but now, lately, you've been a bunch of stinkers. Like lately, the last good player you really drafted to me was Jimmy Butler. That was the last really great player you drafted. And it's still the window's still open on some of these new guys. Like I said, Kobe White, Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter. I'm not sold on any of them yet. The last really good player to me that you drafted was Jimmy Butler. That was 2011. That was 2011.
Yeah. 10 years ago almost, yeah.
It's time to move on from the Gar-Pax era. But they had their good runs, but it's time for some fresh blood. And now this new guy like Arturas Karnisovich, I think I butchered his name again. He's putting his team together. You know what? He said the Bulls say they do want to hire a person of color as the GM, like the basically working with Arturas. So you know the name I saw that they won one of the names that was in that count, that the former Bull and the homie, like Nazr Muhammad was one of the names I heard swirling out there. So that's who I'm rooting for. Get the job, Nazr. Come on, Nazr. Become the Bull GM. Come on, Nazr.
I had the GM on deck.
I am so rooting for that to happen. When I saw that, because it's like, okay, because the Bulls really haven't had no color in that office. Think about it. They haven't had no color in the office. There's a bunch of white men. It's like Jerry Krause, John Paxson, Gar Forman. Like, where's the brothers at? Come ain't no brothers on the wall. I'm just saying.
I add the underline now to bunch of old white men. Old white men. Underline that. So it's like, let's not have old white men on everything. Let's put a young black man in. Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
That's dope. Like, I hope they do get that. I said,
please let it be. Another name I saw was like your former Bay. BJ Armstrong was a name they looked at too. So it's like, it's some names.
Because I know BJ. Yeah, he did. He was Derrick Rose's agent, right?
Yeah.
Or something. So
he was working with Derrick Rose. Rumored to be like the next GM. Like, but my pick is settled. Like Nazr Muhammad, please get that job. That would be amazing. That would be the story. Yeah, the homie from the south side of Chicago that grew up watching the Bulls running the team. That would be the ultimate.
Right.
But you got any more? Because I'm ready to wrap it up if you don't got no more.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just, we just, like I said, we in here until the 30th at least, but we're going to be monitoring what JB says, and we'll see if it goes further, then it goes further. But we'll be watching.
Shout out to everybody loving our 150th episode of Not Another Damn Podcast. Got to shout out Tasha, who was originally supposed to be part of this, but plans change. Plans change. We'll talk about that. We adapt. It's another story for another time right there. But if you like our podcast, like our Facebook fan page, for Not Another Damn Podcast, also subscribe, share, rate, review all your platforms. In addition, not just TLC Talk Radio with What Up Tasha, we also got your Apple Podcast, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, your Amazon Alexa devices, YouTube as well with audio-only video coming eventually. Hey.
Eventually for real, because quarantine.
After all this shit is over, the video will come eventually. But you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. Also, check out ozradio.net. Got your current hits there, work in progress as well. And if you like the 90s and 2K classics, I'll send you the link for ozradio.net. The bomb.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgullies.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
There it is. 150 in the books. I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.